Yeah, BNTX classic third day bounce failed. This is the most profitable day trading setup. If you need to learn one setup, it's this type of mean reversion setup. How do you deal with spikes above VWAP? You can wait for the first candle to form. Like if you get the first green 5-minute candle that forms above VWAP and then that high takes taken out, that could be your stop, for example. Or you could just use highs. Party. Did they have news? Maybe. It had an EP back in November. Started a big move. Tripled. And brokers. RHE on the hourly. Yeah, it's kind of flagging on the hourly. Yeah, right now it looks like it wants to go way higher. I hope it does. Or if it can go sideways for a few days, I may consider it as a long. But right now it's no play for me, either way. TMSD, maybe. I don't really. It's not a good setup. It's been, I mean, the opportunity. Just Doge had like 2 high tide flags. The first high tide flag, the stock went up like 1,000% in a couple of weeks, and the second high tide flag, the coin tripled. I mean, just look at how perfect we've gone through this. Look at this thing. Made a big move, orderly pullback, started surfing the 10-day, built higher lows, and then it had this breakout out of the range. Look at the move it made. It went from 6 billion market cap to 60 billion, 1,000% move. Had an orderly pullback, undercut, reclaimed the 20-day, started building higher lows. Look how tight it got, and then broke out of this range and went from what 40 billion market cap to 96 billion, more than a double. Man, those are insane moves. Like I've said before, you know, if you learn the high tide flag setup, oh boy. The mean reversion short setup is the most profitable day trading setup, and the high tide flag is the most profitable swing trading setup. Those flags are so short. Oh, sure. I mean, the things that have these explosive moves, you don't need a multi-week flag. Like this thing went up like, I mean, it went up 1,000% in 2 days, and then it pulled back, and this flag was what, 5 sessions? That's more than enough. And this flag was only like a couple of weeks, 2 weeks maybe. I mean, for something that moves this explosive, you don't need multi-week, multi-month flags. Explosive names, explosive instruments, they usually don't flag. You're not gonna wait around. Now BGFE is starting to get extended. And if it closes strong today and maybe say gaps up tomorrow, that could be a mean reversion setup, the most profitable day trading setup. Now it's getting a little bit extended. Another steel name going straight up, man. Like, over the past 2-3 weeks, I also had a bit of bad luck, like FCX, for example. Like, I was all over it. I think I had it here. Yeah, I had it here. It went up a little bit, then stopped me out. And then I've never rebought it when it broke out here and here. And X2, didn't I have? Yeah, this one I had too. I had it here, stopped me out a few days later, and then it went. Then it broke out again, I was going straight up. It's so annoying. I was all over these, but then I got just stopped rebuying them. And I also, the oil gas name, like I was looking at X up when it bounced off the 100-day on this day here, and I just never pulled the trigger. I'm gonna start focusing more on ETFs because I didn't realize it before, but I come to the conclusion that many of these ETFs, even though they don't trade a lot of volume, are in fact really, really liquid. Like EDC, for example. I bought it on Friday, I got stopped out today. It trades, like on Thursday, traded 45,000 shares. But you can do enormous size on this thing without even moving it. You can even see my buys and sells. This is where I bought it, and these 2 spikes here are where I sold it. Like, I doubled the daily volume on this thing on Friday. More than doubled it on Friday, and today too. So, you know, they don't trade as stocks. They can be super liquid even though they're very thin. Same thing with this AGQ. I mean, you can see where I bought it. Like, and there's not much slippage at all because they're kind of super liquid. So what I did with my ETF scan, I lowered the dollar volume requirement to 10 million from like 100 million down to 10 million. Because I realized a lot of these things are very liquid. So I just went through like 300 ETFs on, I think it was Saturday, and looked through them. And man, there's a lot of, like, this URA ETF too. Like, I mean, this was a 5-star setup. And looking back at it, like, man, I should have been all over it. 5-star. There's definitely a lot of opportunities in ETF land. And I saw some ETFs that had really like perfect 5-star setups over the past 2-3 weeks that I've been missing out on because I didn't even scan for them. And, you know, I think it's a little bit annoying right now, but this is another way for me to scale my trading, to moving more into ETFs. There's gonna be more opportunity. You know, just finding more opportunities. The Steel ETF, man, they had several 5-star setups along the way. I mean, just look at this. Had a nice linear move, orderly pullback, a rising 50, Started building higher lows. Look how tight they got, and then you got this range expansion candle, this breakout candle. And you know, you can trade it with a 20, you can trade it with a 50-day, whatever. Since these are more, you know, oftentimes like slower moving things, it's maybe better traded with a 50. And you know, it's just that they had another bounce off the 50-day and this big like candle. And now these commodity ETFs are kind of extended. There's just a lot of opportunities, a lot of additional opportunities for me to kind of scale my trading and look for things to put money to work. Because you know, the individual stocks, it's kind of getting tricky to do meaningful size in a lot of these individual stocks. Like some of these, like CLF, like I have less than 10% of my account in this thing. SQM, I have maybe 3%, 2.5% of my money in this thing. It's a joke. BNTX, this short, I have what, 10% of my account in it maybe? Yeah, like it's a joke. I'm not gonna build my account this way. When you check the individual stocks in an industry, yeah, sure. If I see good setup in a stock, I look at what sector industry it's in, and I'm trying to look at what the other stocks in that sector industry look like. Because you never want to buy, you know, something that's just random. You want the whole sector to look good, the whole industry. Like for example, the oil and gas names lately, or the steel names. Like they've all been going. They all had 4 or 5-star breakouts a few weeks ago. It's not like 1 or 2 names. They all moving. That's what you want to see. It's the same thing with the tech and software names last year. They all went higher, or a lot of them at least. Not all of them, obviously. There's always some laggards in every sector, but airlines, yeah, this is a sloppy one. Yeah, AAL kind of. I was thinking about doing it on Friday, but it just didn't look right. I don't know. Yeah, they're kind of grinding higher. Also, cruise line. Wait, not this one. SCCL. What's the other one? RCL. Nah, they look sloppy. Nah, I don't know. They don't look tight. This one looks best, I guess. It's all about finding the ones that you are. When you see it, you're like, wow, I want to be in that thing. And for me, it's TNA. Like right now, I have like maybe 1/6 size in it. And also this GBTC. Once Bitcoin finally starts breaking out to the 60,000 level, like TNA and GBTC, man, I'm gonna put like a third of my money in each of these. Like these are conviction plays. These are the types of flags I really, really like. These are the types of flags where big moves. These are rocket launch sites. This is called a rocket launch site. And this too. Looks similar like Tesla, for example, last year. Like if you look at Tesla, for example, Tesla setup back in November last year, which I played. Like this is similar to what GBTC and Russell looks like right now. Rocket launchpad, or a site, or whatever you want to call it. These two are $10 million opportunities. Two $10 million opportunities. They just need a little bit more time. Or actually, they are both ready. They just need to actually break out and go. And SMH, or the semiconductor industry, is also looking pretty decent. It's flagging nice on the weekly. I'm not going to trade SMH. I would trade Soxel. And maybe I'll do MU and stuff like that too, if it has a good setup. Soxel also building higher lows. There are things setting up. You just need a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Like stuff like SQM, CLF, like these things are, you know, they're not big positions. These are just to keep me sane. To keep me, you know, I'm an addict, so I need my fix. But these things are gonna, once I size in, these are the ones that are gonna move the needle. And HEQ, if it finally, you know, makes a big move, that's gonna move the needle too. This is a pretty decent position. But all the other ones, they're like, eh. NUE could be a short setup. Starting tomorrow. It's up. How many cases is it up in a row? That's a lot of great days in a row. But on the other hand, it did really start moving until here. But it's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row from where it broke out to this base. Not a huge move. Only 25%. Nah, never mind. Nah, no, never mind. It's a very slow moving. Well, you could trade it, I guess, but it's a slow moving name. This is the ETF, also. Lithium ETF. This is the one I tried to find before. It's flagging nicely. It needs a little bit more time, I guess. Extremely low ADR. A lot of these ETFs have low ADRs, but they move kind of smoothly. Look how nicely it served the 10-day. Once it broke out of this flag. Made a 60, almost pretty much a 70% move in a couple of months. Not bad. SPG? Yes, because it's super slow. 2.4 ADR. That's why I passed on it.